holidays are supposed to be magical, but when you're a parent with neurodivergent kids, it can often feel like a sensory marathon. There's shopping, there's wrapping, there's cooking, appointments and meltdowns, and somewhere in there, we're also supposed to be making more memories. If you find yourself running on caffeine and chaos this time of year, you're not alone. Today, I'm sharing my favorite holiday routine hacks. The small changes that help me keep my home and my sanity intact most of the time.
Raising neurodivergent kids is messy, beautiful, and a lot. I'm Mary Ellen Yates, and this is Growing Together, Neurodiversity at Home. Let's figure it out together.
Okay, let's start by talking about how to simplify your calendar. I am giving you permission right now that you do not have to attend every single Christmas event that you are invited to. It's okay to say no. It's okay to say, sorry, I have other plans. And those plans can be sitting on your couch, snuggling with your babies, watching one of your holiday movies. And say yes strategically. If this is an event that fills your cup, absolutely go to it. But if this is an event that is going to drain your whole family's energy, maybe skip it this year and reassess next year. Also, this time of year is about family. So, of course, we feel like we need to go visit all of our family. But you know what? It's okay to visit your family at other times of the year. It does not have to be on the holidays. And if they really want to spend it with your family because your kids are awesome and they want to see those kids open up those gifts and see all the memories that they're making, that's great. Have them come to your family instead of you going to them. If it's that important to them, they will make the trip or at least try to make it happen. Also, protect no plan days. If you have a busy schedule and there's a day off, protect that day and have it as a no plans day. Because even though all these social things are fun, they are not as fun if you are socially drained. It is okay to have a recovery day. Another thing that is very calendar specific is my husband and I share a Google Calendar. I feel like this is a must when you're a family of 6 because this allows communication even if you're not with each other. Because this allows the other person to know when things are already scheduled so that you don't double book, because that just creates a lot of stress for everyone involved. Also, simplify gifts. I do most of my shopping online. I don't have to deal with all the crowds. I can do it from the comfort of my home whenever I have time. I don't have to make time just for shopping. And I can often track my gifts a lot better. And they come in boxes that I can hide from my kids, unlike bags when I'm coming back from a store and the kids see that I've bought a lot of stuff. And then most of the gifts are going to be useful things that my kids can use or dispose of later, or outdoor items that are not going to clutter up my home, but provide a lot of value to my kids. It gives me less stress and it provides much needed sensory and physical input for their bodies, whether it's just being outside and being in the sun because they're doing that activity, or it's using those gross and fine motor skills. And I don't buy cards, they just get thrown away. And I don't buy tags to label my presents. I use a Sharpie marker right on the paper. Another thing you can do is if you're going to give gifts to a lot of people, then you can do bulk gifts that you give to everyone. Some years I make pralines and then I pass them out to people. Or you can make cocoa mix and put it in a cute mason jar with a ribbon, or cookie mix or granola, things like that that are quick. Or some people will do soap or a lotion if you're inclined to do those types of things. But you know what? If that kind of stuff is too much for you, it's also okay to just shoot them a text to tell them you're thinking about them. For me, connection is more important than gifts, but I do have to say my love language is not gift giving, just to put that out there. If your love language is gift giving, give the gifts. So, food and prep tips to keep your sanity during the holidays. The holidays are a lot of work, and so I try to minimize that work as much as possible. And I really try to save that actual holiday for a enjoyable low work day. So for food, I prep at least the day before, if not sooner. And then I either make something that we have leftovers, or I prep casseroles that I can just put in the oven, and then my work is done. And then in December in general, just lean on crock pot meals, one pan meals, things that are easy, that provide leftovers, so you're not slaving away while there's all this extra stuff going on. Also, Throughout the year, I often also double up when I cook, and I'll do double batches so that I can freeze batch and eat the batch. So then I have all these freezer meals available as well. If meals that you're cooking, pick things that are low maintenance. I often do pralines because they're quick. I make it and then I put it in its sets and then they're done. Or you can get a store-bought pie. We do that often too. You don't have to eat a gourmet meal at every holiday. Just keep it simple. It's okay. Your kids are probably going to only eat half of it anyway. And then if you don't really like a lot of cleanup, you can use disposable paper plates instead. Dishes don't really bother me, so we just run the dishwasher more. But if it's something that bothers you, just use paper plates. It's going to be okay. And if you've gone big in the past and it's just becoming too much for you, give yourself permission to tone it down. Ask your family what they're okay with giving up. They might be overloaded with all the traditions that you're trying to keep up too. Maybe they want to simplify it as well. What's more important is that you're connecting with each other and laughing and enjoying each other's company. So the holiday season can be pretty overwhelming. So I also want to share some executive functioning hacks that can make the holidays a little bit easier. And one of those hacks is having a box where you keep all your wrapping supplies. Wrapping paper, tape, scissors, and a Sharpie because, again, I don't use tags. So then when you do want to wrap, you just grab all those things and don't have to keep looking for them and go and sit down and, oh, I forgot this. And also, I do not like spending my Christmas Eve up all night wrapping presents. Christmas Eve is supposed to be enjoyed with my children, and then I stuff a couple of stockings, and then I might have a little bit of last minute wrapping to do, but most of the wrapping I do throughout the month of December. And what I do is I lock my door and I say, I'm going to watch some TV for a while, and I don't allow my family in. And as I'm watching TV, I also wrap some presents so that I'm doing something that's interesting for me, but I'm also getting some of the wrapping done. If this is easy for you, some people will use one type of wrapping paper for each child. But I find that takes a little too much planning for me, and I just like to use whatever paper I have available. And because what ends up happening is I use that pattern for a while, but then I run out of that paper, and then I have to use a different pattern, and then it kind of throws the whole thing off. I just use whatever's available, and then I use my Sharpie and write their name, and I'm done. Another thing you can do to free up some mental load for yourself is to find a way to write down the last minute things that you need to do. So this could be paper and pencil, but if you lose those things or you're not always with that paper and pencil, other ways you could do it is you could use List Tonic and write lists, or you could set reminders in your phone, or sometimes I will text or instant message myself with all of those reminder lists. Whatever, pick one and then use that to put in all those reminders so that you get everything done. And also remember, done is better than perfect. Yes, I could spend a lot of time on each gift, putting a pretty ribbon and all that stuff, but my kids are not going to care about it, and it's actually probably going to make it harder for them to even open the gift. So these are just some of my hacks and some of my thoughts for the holiday season. Take what you want and just leave the rest behind. But this is what helps me keep a more peaceful home that's at least functional and that's connecting with my family. If this season wears you out too, you're not alone. You're human. I'll link my other sensory-friendly holiday videos in the description below if you would like more ideas for how to keep things calm during the holiday season. I'm Mary Ellen Yates, and this is Growing Together, Neurodiversity at Home.